Hello everyone, it's DA here, and today on Warframe we're going to be talking about who carries who. Well, it's been one of those common things that happen in a lot of games, and we often see this in a lot of raid matches, a lot of raid missions, or even in some of the most difficult sortie missions. And it's all a matter of who carries who is the best player on the team, who does the most work, who helps everyone else the most. In a lot of situations, you may think or you may see the healer as the one carrying everybody, or in some situations people say the tank carries everybody, or the damage dealer, or in some situations the control. Now, when looking at this, we have to negate the fact and negate the reality that some of these players are of course higher ranked, or some of them have a higher mastery than all of the other players. So we're just going to take that away and just take that out of the way and just look at it in general as far as who is carrying who, what frame is carrying what frame. Is it based on gear, is it based on weapons, is it based on the kind of frame, is it even based on builds? Because a lot of times when I get into a lot of matches and people start making suggestions as far as, hey, we need a Loki on the team, or no, we need somebody to switch to Mag, or you need somebody to switch to Nova, or we need an EV Trinity, or you need a Blessing Trinity. It brings a lot of question as far as, okay, are we going to be unsuccessful if we don't have a lot of these frames? Will the matches end in a failure, or are we gonna end up back where we started from based on the fact that we're not picking certain frames, or you're not using certain builds, certain equipment? So that is one of those big questions and those big what ifs. I have a question for a lot of you guys in there. Who do you think, or what do you think is the main carrier in the game? Now, as far as carrier, I am not talking about the Sentinel carrier. I'm talking about frames. In some missions, the Rhino is actually always the carrier. In some missions, you actually have Loki being the carrier. Now, I know in a lot of raid missions, such as the Law of Retribution, or of course the latest one, which is the Jordas Verdict, I know in those missions you need a EV Trinity and you need a Blessing Trinity. So in that situation, in that scenario, you pretty much need a Trinity as a carrier in the game. Now, of course, in some other situations in Lord of Retribution, you need a Loki as well, and you need a Blind Mirage, or maybe a Blind Excalibur. So in that situation, depending on how the playstyle works, your Nova could be the carrier, your Loki could be the carrier, or your Mirage could be the carrier. Now, also one of the things you have to also see or want to think about is the fact that the carrier is the one who often ends up reviving everybody a lot of times. Now, I've also been in missions where we have a lot of guys who are, mastery rank 21 and above, and you have this guy that jumps into the game mastery rank 7, and he was just going slashing and dashing and rescuing every single person. We all went down, and this guy was using a level 5 scanner, which was incredibly awesome and crazy at the same time. Now, the results of that makes me wonder, maybe the person who carries who is based on skill and how the player utilizes their skills and abilities, or maybe it's always based on the player who understands the frame, understands the weapon, and understand how to use them the most. Some of this also may also result in builds, because in certain situations when you have maybe a EV Trinity, or maybe you have a disarm Loki. Now, everybody doesn't understand what a disarm Loki is. Of course, obviously, in situations when you have a new player who is trying to join some of those raid missions, and you say, okay, you know what, we need a disarm Loki, can you go on and select and get a disarm Loki? In some situations, if they haven't been familiar with Warframe, they will not know what a disarm Loki is, so they will either end up just picking a Loki with a large range and end up messing up every single thing. So in these situations, I think it might also be on builds, because the way certain people build their Warframes, the way they build their weapons, it may be one of those things that end up in a saving grace for the rest of the team and rescue a lot of people in return. So let me know in the comment section what you think about this. If anybody knows or have an idea who a carry is in the game, is a carry a tank, is a carry a healer, is a carry a damage dealer, or is it a control frame, or of course is it the person that has the most skill, or maybe the carry is the person that has the best build in the game, or the best equipment, or maybe the carry is the richest person on the mission. So let me know in the comment section how you feel and what you think. Of course, answers to all these questions. And if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to go ahead and subscribe down below, and also give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Turn on your notifications button for my channel so you can get a notification whenever I post upcoming and future videos. It is DS signing out. I'll see you in the next one.